Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast. My name is Oliver, and I'm so happy you are here today. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope you'll enjoy the show and maybe subscribe to my channel so you can listen to more simple English stories every week. Today, I want to tell you about a fun and very interesting event that happened to me, a real cultural event here in Australia. It was one of those days that made me smile all day long. And I think when you hear this story, you'll not only relax, but also learn a few new things about Australian culture. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. A few months ago, I went to a big event called Australia Day Festival. It happens every year on January 26th. On that day, many people in Australia celebrate together. They enjoy food, music, and different activities to show their love for the country. The event took place in a big park near the beach. The weather was perfect, sunny but not too hot, and a little bit windy. I remember the sky was so blue that day, and you could smell the ocean in the air. When I arrived, I could already hear music playing from the main stage. There were people everywhere, families, couples, groups of friends, and even tourists walking around with cameras. Some people were sitting on picnic blankets, eating sandwiches or drinking coffee. Others were dancing or taking selfies. I smiled because everyone looked so happy. I thought, wow, this is what I love about Australia, people enjoying life, outdoors, together. I walked to a small food area first because, honestly, I was a little hungry. There were many food stalls, one selling sausages, one with burgers, one with sushi, and even one with fresh fruit. The smell of barbecue was amazing. In Australia, we call it a barbie, it's short for barbecue. I ordered a sausage sandwich. It's just a simple sausage in a slice of bread with some onions and tomato sauce. But it tastes great, especially when you eat it outside. While I was eating, I talked to a man who was cooking the sausages. He was wearing a big hat and smiling all the time. He said, "GJ, mate, enjoying the festival?" I said, "Yeah, it's great. You must be busy today." He laughed and said, "Oh, it's always busy on Australia Day. But I love it. Everyone's in a good mood." He told me that his community group was raising money for local schools by selling food. That made me happy. It reminded me that many Australian festivals are not only fun, but also support good causes. After lunch, I decided to walk around and see what else was happening. There were many different things, a small market selling handmade crafts, kids playing games, and even a group of people dancing traditional Aboriginal dances. That part was very special to me. Aboriginal culture is an important part of Australia. I stood there and watched quietly. The dancers wore beautiful traditional clothing, and the music was made with a didgeridoo, a long wooden instrument that makes a deep sound. It was powerful and peaceful at the same time. I could feel the rhythm in my chest. I thought this is something every visitor should see when they come to Australia. Have you ever heard a didgeridoo before? If not, you should search for it later. It's a really unique sound, kind of like the voice of nature itself. After that, I joined a small art workshop. They were teaching people how to paint with dots, which is a traditional Aboriginal painting style. It looked easy at first, but when I tried it, well, let's say my kangaroo looked more like a potato with legs. But it was still fun. Everyone laughed and helped each other. I love how, at Australian events, people are very friendly. You can talk to strangers easily, no one is in a rush. You can just enjoy the moment. While I was painting, a woman next to me said, "I like your kangaroo." I laughed and said, "Thank you." "I think it needs a bit more practice," she said. "That's okay. It's about enjoying the process, not being perfect," and she was right. Later in the afternoon, I sat down on the grass near the main stage. There was a band playing live music, some classic Australian songs that everyone knew. People were clapping and singing along, kids were dancing, and some people even waved small Australian flags. I looked around and thought, this is beautiful. Everyone together from different backgrounds sharing the same joy. Then the host on the stage invited everyone to join a quiz about Australia. I love quizzes, so I decided to join. The first question was easy. What's the capital city of Australia? Of course, it's Canberra. Some people shouted Sydney. But the host smiled and said, "Nice try." Then they asked about native animals, kangaroos, koalas, wombats, and platypus. The kids were so excited to answer. It was funny and sweet at the same time. Do you know any Australian animals? Which one is your favorite? You can tell me in the comments below. I'd really love to read your answers later. As the sun started to go down, the air became cooler. People were sitting closer together, waiting for the evening show. And guess what? There was a big fireworks display planned for the night. Before the fireworks started, I met an elderly couple sitting next to me. They have been coming to this festival every year for more than 20 years. They told me stories about how the event had changed over time. More people, more activities, more food, but still the same happy feeling. They said it's not just a celebration of Australia. It's a celebration of community. I really like that. When the fireworks began, everyone looked up at the sky. It was full of colors: red, blue, green, gold, like a big painting in the air. Children were shouting wow and clapping their hands. It was one of those moments when you forget everything else and just feel happy to be alive. I took a short video, but then I put my phone away. I wanted to enjoy it with my own eyes. When the fireworks ended, everyone cheered and started singing together a famous Australian song called Down Under. It was so cheerful that I couldn't stop smiling. As people were leaving, I thought to myself, this is what culture is about: people coming together, sharing food, music, and kindness. On my way home, I felt tired but happy. My clothes smelled like barbecue smoke, and I had paint on my hands from the art workshop. But I didn't mind. I felt like I had learned something new, not from a book, but from experience. I learned that Australian culture is not only about big cities or famous beaches, it's about people, connection, and simple joy, and that's why I love living here. Before we finish today's story, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever joined a cultural event in your country? What was it like? Tell me in the comments below. I always enjoy reading your stories. And hey, if you enjoyed listening to this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you can hear more stories like this every week. Your support really helps me continue making these episodes for you. Also, if you like this story, maybe share it with a friend who wants to learn English and learn about Australia too. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you feel relaxed, happy, and maybe inspired to join a festival near you. This is Oliver from English Podcast. Take care, have a great day, and see you next time. Bye for now.